Star Trek V is bad, but you already know that. In case you need a refresher, the crew of the Starship Enterprise is called away from a camping trip and shoots God in the face with a bird of prey. Now let's hit up all the production mistakes and plot holes.
Stop right there, or I'll cry on you.
Set phasers to on, this is Star Trek V, the Final Frontier Therapy. Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Bones is about a mile away watching with his space binoculars. He's wearing an ascot, a camping ascot. Captain Kirk falls and all the plants are leaning to the left because this shot was shot like this. Captain Kirk drops a dope-ass pun.
Hi, Bones! Mind if we drop in for dinner?
But wait, Dr. McCoy is 90 years old and can't run a mile in 7 seconds. It must be some other guy wearing a camping ascot. Then Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are having whiskey and beans.
Whiskey. Tennessee whiskey, Spock.
Bourbon and beans, an explosive combination.
Tennessee whiskey isn't bourbon. Bourbon is bourbon, and this is a marshmallow.
A marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
A marshmallow.
Whatever. Meanwhile, the Romulan ambassador has just arrived on Nimitz 3 from a starship, so naturally she's riding up on a horse. And this table is made of wood because there are an abundance of trees on a desert planet. Here's a cat lady dancer with a third boob. Then Cybok takes everyone hostage. Back to Earth, how is it daylight for Chekhov and Sulu, but nighttime for the others? Uhura flies down to pick up Bones, Spock, and Harmony because Kirk has forgot his communicator.
You beat my communicator.
You forgot to take it with you.
Did Spock forget his communicator? He remembered his rocket boots. Here's Starbase 1 orbiting Earth. Inside is the Enterprise, right next to the USS Excelsior. Now the Enterprise is further away next to the moon, even though they're not done recalling the crew from the Earth yet. The Enterprise is ordered to rescue the hostages held by Cybok. This stuff is in front of the screen. Now it's not. The Enterprise isn't fully operational yet, but she's put into service anyways, even though the more advanced USS Excelsior is right here. This is Pioneer 10, launched in 1972. Currently, it's about 15 light hours away from the sun, traveling at a speed of about 12 kilometers a second. By the 23rd century, Pioneer 10 would only be about 18 light days away from the sun, a relative short distance from Earth. Klingon space is hundreds of light years from Earth, but whatever. Captain Kirk was given this assignment because of his experience.
Other ships, yes, but no experienced commanders.
His orders specifically state to avoid confrontation.
And avoid a confrontation if possible.
He doesn't. He rides in phasering. They fly down to the planet to scope out the situation with space binoculars, even though they've already used the Enterprise's instruments to locate people on planet surfaces earlier in the movie. These space binoculars have red lights on the front of them that can probably be seen from miles away. Uhura distracts a couple guys by dancing with palm branches. Did she bring those with her? I don't see any palm trees around. Anyway, this Starfleet assault team is defeated by malnourished riffraffs. But not before Captain Kirk Diggler gets a pussy wet. Cybok and whoever else could fit on the shuttlecraft return to the Enterprise. I count 16. Subtract Kirk, Spock, Bones, Uhura, Sulu, the 3 ambassadors, and Cybok only has 7 guys with him. Everyone else was left on the planet because they only made one trip. Kirk and Cybok wrestle over a pipe. Here's a strange POV shot of Cybok smiling. And here's some movie crew members' arms swinging Kirk from wires. Cybok wins and hijacks the Enterprise with his 7 guys, even though the Enterprise has a crew of at least a few hundred. Kirk, Spock, and Bones are put into a single cell for some reason, while Sulu and Uhura are singled out for some brainwashing. Scotty sees all of this. Then Spock reveals that Cybok is his brother.
You mean he's your brother?
Kirk is standing on Spock's shoulders, but then they're holding hands when he falls. Scotty has been the chief engineer of the USS Enterprise for over 30 years and knows her better than anyone else. When he saw her being hijacked, instead of locking out controls to primary ship functions and rounding up crew members for backup, he just decides to blow a hole in the brig's wall. Cybok reveals his plan to travel to the center of the galaxy to meet God.
Brave crew of the Starship Enterprise.
Not that brave. They just surrendered their ship to 7 guys dying of malnutrition. Also, the Milky Way galaxy is just one of more than 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe. And it's nowhere near the center of anything. Even in the Star Trek universe, the center of the Milky Way galaxy would take hundreds of millions of years to reach, even traveling at maximum warp. Anyway, the center of the Milky Way galaxy is actually a supergiant black hole. Sulu says he can get us there in 6 hours.
Warp 7.
Estimating destination in 6.7 hours.
Whatever. The three make their way to a giant turbolift shaft where Spock uses his rocket boots to speed things up. Here's the shadow of the platform bar holding them up. Bones and Kirk are standing on Spock's boots. Then their feet are dangling. They must be supporting their weight holding on to Spock's neck. Then he fires the rockets and they shoot straight up. This turbolift shaft is apparently without a turbolift in it because they shoot straight up and never hit their head in anything. The deck numbers ascend as they go up. However, on a ship, the top deck or bridge is deck 1 and the numbers get higher as you get lower. This Enterprise doesn't even have 78 decks. It has 21 and the decks are designated by letters, not numbers. Anyway, Sybok gets Kirk to approve of his god quest by appealing to his sense of adventure.
Your planet once believed their world was flat. Columbus proved it was round.
Columbus didn't prove the Earth was round. All he proved was that heading west isn't a quicker way to India from Spain. Magellan actually provided the empirical evidence that the world was round based on observational evidence from centuries of fragmented research. So they reach the center of the galaxy and find a planet in the middle of a gas cloud. It's another desert planet like Nimbus 3 because they probably filmed it in the same location to save money. The planet has clear skies and a sun even though it's in the middle of a gas cloud not orbiting a star. These look like roads too. God pops up to say hi, but then things get a little bit weird.
Bring me the ship, or watch puny things do it. Puny things do it. Do it. Do it.
When no one plays along, he loses his shit. Kirk keeps alternating which knee he arches. Sybok says enough of this thing, goes in for a big bear hug. The others haul ass out of there. Spock and Bones get beamed up, but then the transporter breaks, leaving Kirk stranded. Then God chases him around shooting laser beams, which seem to have the blast radius of a tennis ball. Enter Bird of Prey. Disruptors to the face. Exit God, stage right. Aboard the Bird of Prey, it turned out that Spock was the gunner. Why? All Commander Claw wanted to do was engage something in battle. Why not let him shoot God in the face? How did Spock and General Cord even get on the Bird of Prey? The transporters were down and the only remaining operational shuttlecraft was on the planet. Anyway, the movie's over and everyone needs a drink.
What's up? What's up, my clique?
I hope this has made you feel better because otherwise you've just been wasting your time.
Technically, you are correct.